How did you decide when you were a young kid you wanted to get into plastic surgery or be a doctor, or how did that come about?
Absolutely didn't.
No.
So
Okay.
I've
Where are you
said
from?
this story. I was born in Iran. I grew up in Beverly Hills. I came to the States when I was 4.
So you're born in Iran. Okay, got it.
Can't be your president. Sorry, I know.
Oh, can't be your president. Damn it, could
Yeah, I
be
know,
for
it's
president.
So my dad is an architect, and forever when I was a kid, I was like, "This is great. I want to do it." I loved it. It was fun. To the point of, like even in high school, my high school actually had architecture classes, and I loved it. I studied art and architecture in college, but it was really sort of high school, college that my dad helped me realize architecture is the greatest art and the worst, the shittiest profession in the world.
Oh.
So, I very quickly realized, hey, this isn't for me.
What you want to do.
So, like any good
But you're an
immigrant
architect.
boy.
You're a body architect.
Well, so that's it. Now I tell people my dad and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
We just use different materials.
There you go.
Clearly.
So yeah, I decided to be a doctor, and that was just sort of almost arbitrary because I was good at science and whatever.
Right.
But as I did research more and more, I just started realizing plastic surgery is it for me
loved
because
it.
it's there's artistry in it, there's science in it, there's anatomy, there's it's this crazy thing where you get to literally create something out of someone's body.
Right.
And not just for the cosmetic stuff, the reconstructive stuff I used to do a lot of. It's all of that. It uses your brain in a very special way, and it just works for me.
Yeah.
So
Where'd you go to school? What'd you?
I went to college at UC
UCS.
San Diego. I went to medical school in the Medical College of Virginia, and then I did my training at Cedars and UCLA.
Great.
So, kind of a local boy.
Yeah, your website says you have 6,000 procedures under your belt.
Yeah, I've done a couple.
Oh my God.
It's a few.
Well, let's see. Out of 6,000, how many have we done? I'm just curious. Asking for a
You're the
friend.
bulk of it, no.
More than one.
I have never had plastic surgery. Those people that walk around
right,
who are
yeah,
like,
of
oh,
course.
I don't have my done. I'm not talking about. I never had Botox.
It's weird that it's like plastic surgery that has created a whole new look. Like it's not a natural, and it's so crazy how many people you see has that look, and it doesn't look real at all.
Well, so the good thing is those are just the ones that you notice, which
Yes.
means there's a whole universe of people who've had work done, but you don't know because it looks good.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
there is literally
That's
an
true. If you
industry
don't
of
notice, you don't
shitty
kn-
plastic surgery.
Well, no, I that's what I'm saying, but it's kind of weird that plastic surgery,
think about it
the
that way.
industry has made a new look that's not natural.
Yeah.
But people want
want
to
it.
look,
This
want to
look-
look like
want
it.
it.
So
Let's
that's
Right.
yes, it is. It's weird. It's each his own. If that's what makes you happy, that's fine. But
Yeah.
it's weird that it's made a whole new look of humans.
So I haven't thought about this, and it's so true.
aliens,
and I'll
Andrew.
tell you, you took this idea that I've been thinking about for so long, and you put it out perfectly. Because look, think about it in the old days, right? Before social media, there was sort of the look. In the '80s, it was just this. In the '90s, it was big boobs, tiny butt, tiny body.
Yeah.
In the 2000s, it sort of flipped around, where it's huge butt, tiny boobs, whatever. And now we don't know where we are anymore because we've done
Oh,
everything.
we have alien heads coming
Right,
with big
exactly.
eyes that go. No, they started the eyes now. They
Yeah.
already started
Oh,
going
no, I
like
know.
this.
That's-
Now they just got to get
now
big
it's
round
big.
ones.
There you go.
And we're all
See?
aliens.
But the good thing is that now, and this is kind of your point, there is a niche for everyone. Because of social media, you sort of find your people. There is the group that wants the crazy, overdone, fake, nuts look. Sorry, you can't find me there. And
That's not
You
your
say
market.
whatever you want.
That's not your market.
That's not me.
This is a
I
freedom
can
of speech
refer. I have
podcast.
friends. They're great. But there's a right place for everyone, and it's kind of cool because now we live in a place where you kind of say, hey, I want this look, I want that look. These are my people.
Yeah.
That is my guy.
Yeah.
That is this. That is that. And it's nice.
That's because I call you and I'm like, okay, recently I want my little. I got a little poof, I mean, I did lipo on my stomach and a
Yeah.
little bit on my legs, and now I've got a mini poof right here.
I know.
On my little, my girl. And I'm like, Sorry, Andrew, just shut up.
Earmuffs. Just say earmuffs. Come on.
I put on little, tight pants, and I sit down, and I'm like, what?
And they're there.
Where did that come from? And it's from the lipo, right? Because there's nowhere for the fat to go. It just went there, right?
Actually, it's a couple of things. It's sometimes the fat may not have been taken out properly over there. By the way, did not do her lipo there, okay? Come on.
No, full disclaimer, I flew to another state, and they screwed it up big time. But it's getting better now, so.
But the other thing, and actually what usually causes that issue is that it's, the fat's gone, and before the fat was holding out all your skin. But when you get rid of all that fat, what happens to the skin? It drops down because it doesn't always have the
Oh,
elasticity.
no, I don't have the drop. I just have the poof.
So that could just be
So
fat.
you just do the little lipo,
But sometimes, believe it or not, that poof looks like it's
right?
fat.
Is it Vipo? Vagina lipo? What is it? Vipo. Andrew's like, why am I on this podcast?
I gotta
Andrew,
go.
your shirt says I'm fat, okay? So
I mean, if you want to go there, some people call it the fupa.
the
Yes,
fupa.
fupa. That's I couldn't remember
And
that.
you can call it fupa suction. That's a thing.
Anyway,
I'm
okay.
trademarking this. But yeah, so it can be fat, but sometimes it actually looks like fat, but it's just the skin sort of folding over itself or dropping down and bulging out because the skin there is pretty thick. And you got to do a
Okay.
lot. There's a lot of creativity that goes into the fupa.
But my point is that there's a lot of crazy surgeons out there that will do anything. But what you do is very subtle work. Like, when you did my arms, under my arms, I hands down cried. When I got home and I finally healed, I had my suits in the back, and I had gotten through this divorce, and I had gained a lot of weight. I don't know why. I could not lose weight. I wasn't even eating, and I was gaining weight. I don't know what the heck was happening. And I looked at you, and I said, please just wipe this divorce off my body.
Yeah.
And you said, let me help you. I'm going to do it subtly. You can't do it all at once. And you were very logical about my requests. You told me what I should expect, not what I want. I want everything. I want to be, what is the realistic results that I'm going to give you is A, B, and C, and I can't give you any more, or I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And when you say you're not going to do something because I want something extreme, that means you're a good doctor to me.
Thank you.
And so tell me something. So you moved to Beverly Hills. You and your parents live here, or your family all live here.
Yeah.
And then you started to practice directly in Beverly Hills right after school, or how did you?
Yeah.
Because Beverly Hills is pretty astute. I mean, that's like the place to practice.
It was, everyone was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you going to Beverly Hills?
Right.
There are already too
Competition
many,
is
right?
crazy.
Well, number one, I wanted to. Number two, I wanted to. And number three, I wanted to. So I did,
That's 3 good reasons.
Yeah, and that's all you need. I obviously, it was hard. It was really hard. Yeah. I had to learn, I had to grow, I had to struggle, I had to hustle, all that stuff, but it was worth it.
How long have you been here?
I've been in practice now for 13 years.
Okay, so it was worth it.
Yeah. And, sometimes I hated it. Most of the time I loved it, even when I was struggling and building a name and stuff like that. Because, for one, it is the mecca of plastic surgery. And so there's so much creativity here. There's so much of a push to be the best in the world. And when you have that burning at you, you have to perform, otherwise you'll die. And you take your craft to a place that's gonna be great, and it benefits the patients.
Yeah.
And it constantly, has this creativity burning inside
Always
of you.
stimulated on what's
Totally.
next, what's the
Yeah.
next procedure, what are they trying to sell to the customers, but when it's really just lipo.
Right.
What are they bullshitting the customer with, and
Right.
how can I educate my customers?
You have to be great every time.
Yeah.
Well, you do now, because so this is the other it's such an interesting thing. In the old days in Beverly Hills, I think as the community was making a name for itself, look, there was no social media, there was no Yelp, there was none of that
There was no Instagram.
So if you mess somebody up,
Oh
nobody
my
would
God, you don't know. I've seen some of the work I've seen from the old masters of plastic surgery is horrifying. I mean, I look at these, you know, like these old ladies usually who've had, you know, they come in and say, oh, I had my boobs done by so-and-so, and I'm looking, I was like, what the hell is this? But it didn't matter
They're like
because...
winking at you, like, you know, spread light, green light,
Like,
red light.
where am I supposed to look?
Right. But, you know, at the time, they're like, look, I got boobs. And they didn't know what's good, what's bad. And you legitimately, these old guys could get away with it. Now, look, they were brilliant. There are a lot of really great guys there.
Pioneers, yeah.
Right. But it was a different world. Now, obviously, results vary, and I try to do the best results I can, but it's kind of shitty that you're always in fear of like, well, what if I get a bad review? What if this doesn't happen?
Yeah.
What if that doesn't happen? And it's the reality of our lives. I mean, restaurants are like that right now.
Yeah, you gotta be a lot
Restaurants
more
can't survive.
conservative.
You know, everyone is afraid of whatever they do is just broadcast out to the world.
But it is
to
like
see.
like you think of one girl influencer is going to want to look like that other influencer, but she doesn't have the same physique, but she wants that look.
Right.
And so if you don't give her that look, it's your
Oh, it's
fault.
your
But
fault.
that's
Even though
why
her-
you
her
would rather
boobs are
just
sideways.
And
send
that's
them
why I
somewhere
say
else.
no.
That's why you say no.
Absolutely.
Because you
okay.
don't want,
Yeah.
if somebody's asking for too much, you're like, I can't do that.
Right.
She's going to leave a negative review no matter what I do. It's going to be,
Exactly.
I'm just going to go have this person do it.
Yeah.
You know, he might be able to do it. I don't want to take the chance.
Right.
Because it's not worth your reputation to have
Oh,
somebody.
so you say no a lot, or
Oh my God, so much.
really?
Yeah.
I feel so special.
You know?
Daily Logic Check.